Okay, so this might be a much better angle. This is a much better angle. You can see. All right, y'all. Hi, it's Aerianna J, your host of the Seasons of Aerianna J. I am not changing that name. I think it fits me very well, and it's a lot to say, but also I think that's a part of it. Like, you gonna remember because of how I almost ran out of breath just trying to say it all. I just got back from serving a funeral. I am a greeter at the church I go to, so I open the doors and let them in, let them out, and assist that way. And the past day or so, I've been feeling kind of out of myself, just not okay, and just out of it. And so one of the guests for the funeral today, I think he said he was a minister at a church in a different town, and he came here for the funeral, and he was just talking to me, and I just thought at first, just a friendly, we're talking to pass the time until the funeral starts. And then we kept talking, and I'm like, this old man just talking to me, he probably, lonely, don't got no one to talk to, no one to talk to him. And then he started talking. Let me tell you, he started speaking to my situations, and I was like, oh, never mind, God, you sent him to talk to me. Oopsie, sorry. Ooh, stop judging, because he said a lot of stuff, but one thing he was talking about was being where you're supposed to be. So for me, the past few days or so, I have been feeling like just out of it. Like I said before, just feeling out of it, not feeling like anything goes my way, or that I just don't know what I'm doing no more. And I was talking to one of the seniors that also helped me with the door today about, I don't want to get married no more. Like, I don't care. I was asking him, like, how did you meet your wife? How'd you know she was the one? We were just talking. And I told him, well, I am not going to get married no more. I don't care no more. Like, I don't care no more. And I would imagine that you're going to still have arguments. You still going to bicker. You still going to not be on the same page. But it's going to be at a lesser degree. And it won't hurt that bad because it's with who you're supposed to be with. Now, if you are bickering, arguing, and going off on someone who you're not supposed to even be in the face of course you're going to be discouraged about romance and everything, because you're not supposed to be with them in the first place. So that does not help. And he was agreeing with me, because he's been married for longer than I've been alive. So he would know. And when the mister at the church, when he was talking to me about being at the right spot, he was talking about being here, because it's Saturday. I'm a young girl, a little young woman, whatever. And I, instead of doing my thing, even though it's cold and it's snow on the ground and whatever, that don't stop people. I could be doing my own thing, and instead I'm serving the church when I don't have to on a Saturday, on the Sabbath. And I think he was just saying that generally, like, be where you're supposed to be. But if I had recalled a conversation I had with the Holy Spirit earlier, Holy Spirit was also telling me, you have to, like, stay where you're at, just show up. Just show up. So at first I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. And then it was clicking. So let me tell you why I was clicking. Around the first of the year, so around the beginning of January, I wrote down like 12 goals that I had, and they were all obtainable. Maybe 2 of them were not in motion already, but everything else I said was already in motion. Like going to the gym, I had the membership already. I have to just actually go and show up. And then another one was saving some money. I got 2 new jobs starting. The money's gonna come. I have to actually just show up and go to work and maintain those 2 jobs and keep those 2 checks coming in. And I had another one, like, I think it was something about growing my hair back out. okay, well, I already have a nice start, I already have a good start. I just had to keep going, like do the routine and keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. Because everything you want, the goals that you have already are very obtainable, and you can have them, you can get them, they can be met if you just show up. So with Mr. talking to me at church about be where you're supposed to be, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know what my track is. I have to just show up. Whatever the goal is, whatever you're trying to obtain, if you are already in line for it, all you have to do is keep going and keep showing up until it is met. Like, I don't think I have any. I might have two goals that are not really in front of me just yet, but even still, like, the same rules apply. Just show up. So when I heard him talking about that, like, you like be where you're supposed to be and just show up, that kind of told me that everything's okay, because I'm not in no sort of danger. I'm not heartbroken as much. Nothing hurts. Everything's just slow and calm, and everything's quiet right now. And that's really how I know I'm in the right spot, because there's no drama. There's no anxiety. There's no nothing going on. I'm really cool. Sometimes we can be in quiet spaces and we can think that this is the calm before the storm, when real talk, it is actually just being calm, period. Just being okay, period. Everything going smooth because you're in the right spot, period. I seen a post that said the GPS is silent when you're going the right direction. And that made a lot of sense to me, because I just, got this car, right? And I just got my license. And even though I've been in this town all my life, I don't know where things are at. So when I put on the GPS and I'm like, okay, girl, you silent. What's up? Where are we going? I'm going the right direction. And it's quiet because I'm doing everything right. There's no need to correct me or let me know that I missed a turn or whatever, because I'm going the right way already. That's how God works. Feeling discouraged about God not saying nothing to you, or being quiet, or things being boring or whatever, like how it is right now for me, lets me know that I am being still. Be still and know that I am God. I'm being still, and that's why it feels like nothing's happening, nothing's going on, nothing's moving, but really God is working. I'm being still how He has asked, and everything else is falling into place as it will in time. I just need to be patient and not fall out of that timeline that He has for me. Another thing that the Mr. at church was talking about, I think he was talking to himself about this part, but he was talking about, he's a single man, and he kind of began his talk with me like that. That's why I was like, oh, he just want to talk. He just taking up space, like, get on my face type. But he went out of that and was saying how, you don't want to give a baby to the wrong man. You don't want to, be with he said you don't want to be with a thug, and you don't want your baby trying to mimic that man. And so I'm like, oh, okay, why are you telling me? And then it got back into my head about the other two videos, like a few videos ago. We were talking about this very same thing. You don't want to give a baby to a man that you don't want to actually be with. If you don't want your baby mimicking him, if you don't want your baby to be like that man, then don't give that man a baby, because that's what's going to happen. Your baby mimics, your baby grows, and that's how they develop and learn language and learn social cues. They watch what you do, and if they watching that man sag his pants and not shower and not get a real job and not be a man, then your baby will grow up to either not know what a man is or to not be a man himself. And that's what the dude was saying at the church. And for me, that clicked for me because we know some of the storms I went through in the recent past. Things have not been nice. Things have not been okay for a long time, my mind included. And, you know, just because God says not yet does not mean no. And when it's time for me to have a baby, I will have a baby with a good man, so that my baby can see what a good man is, how one operates, and so that my baby will grow up to be a good man. If it's a boy, if it's a boy, if it's a girl, like I said before. So I really feel like God sent that man, not just to give his condolences for the funeral, but to talk to me and to let me know that everything's okay and that I'm okay. I'm where I'm supposed to be, and I don't have to worry about nothing else. Everything's okay now. You know, you just gotta show up. So a part of that with the church, not just my church, but like church period, I really do want to see more people, like more Gen Z, more people my age and younger in the church, because the Lord is coming, y'all. Like, I don't look. I know we see those videos of the rapture and get right with God and people yelling at you. Like, I know we see those videos of people quite literally yelling at you, and it can be scary when you're like, mind you, I just opened the app, you know, I just now met you, and yes, what they're saying is right, the message is right, but I'm not going to yell at you when I say this. I'm going to say it calmly, because it's a calm manner. When you know where you're going, when you know where your soul's going, you don't have to, you know, I'm not about to get riled up. I know what I'm doing. I know my business. And I would like to share this business, this endeavor with you. That's why I want y'all to come to Christ. But I'm not, and God is not a forceful God. If you say no, it's no. If you say not right now, not right now. I'm going to act as my father, and I'm not going to force anything on you at all. I recognize and I respect your free will just how he does. But the Lord is coming, y'all. The Lord is coming. He is coming back for us. And I want all my family to go up with me. I want all my friends to go up with me. I want everyone I've ever met in my whole entire life to go up with me. But just how Mr. was telling me today at church, you know, we get on fire and we get real hyped, and we want to be like, I'm taking you and you, and he said, God, I got 300 people. I got all these people. What's next? And he said, yes, bring everybody, but if you can only bring me one, because heaven still rejoices when you got one. If you just bring one, you good to go. Like, you really good. If you can just give me one, I'm okay with that. And when we're on fire, we want to take you and everybody else named mama. But it don't always work that way, because when we are bringing people to Christ, you have to realize that's not just, okay, y'all, Christ, okay, go to heaven now, be good people, you know, read your word and fast and pray. And yes, say that to them too, but you got 300 people who are now looking to you for answers, because you the one who brought them over here. You the one that has to answer all their questions. And if you don't know all their answers, they're going to be like, well, I knew one girl who, you know, tried to talk me into Christ, and I had questions and she didn't know no answer, which made her and her faith look invalid. Take that into account, because I would much rather me bring one person at a time who's asking me question this and that and XYZ, and I have the answers for this one person, because I have enough patience for this one person to tell them everything in these individual conversations, before they are secure enough in themselves to be like, oh, well, I think if I look for this answer, I can maybe look in this book of the Bible, or I know I can look in this verse, or I know it's going to be over here towards this section of the Bible. Like I would much rather focus on one person and get them understanding enough to where they can seek themselves and not be afraid, seek in confidence, and present themselves to the Lord in confidence by themselves, and then move on to my second person, and then and then at the end of my life, maybe we got 300 folks that I done talked to and brought to Christ, and move it that way instead of 300 at once. He said, Lord, I got 300 people. What's the next step? Boy, what? That was funny. That was really funny. But I just want to come on here and, let y'all know about my day, about my morning, and what new stuff I learned through that man that God sent to talk to me. And just to let y'all know, like, just show up. Just show, like this YouTube video. Look, I had a goal to take YouTube seriously because for many years now, maybe like almost 10 years, since I was like 16, 17, almost 10 years, okay, maybe like 8, 7, I've been wanting to get on YouTube, like YouTube, and all I had was a phone. I had a phone and a dream, and that's it. And it took me 7, 8, 9 years here to actually be like, dang, I'm confident enough to actually make a video in my car, sit and just post it. Like, here I am now. Interesting. And it only took 8 years. So when I say show up, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get some paper and a pen that you like, that writes real nice, and you're going to write down, just write them out. Don't think about the number. Don't think about, all the steps that goes into each goal. Just write them out and do number them, but don't worry about the number. I wrote down 12, and I did not plan on it. But after I looked at it, I'm like, I got 12 goals. Is that one a month? No, it is not one a month. It's not one a week. It's not one a day. It's just your goals, period. Not for this year, just your goals, period. Write them down, okay? And don't worry about how many. Don't worry about the steps that goes into them. Don't worry about how. Just write them down. If you want to go to Spain, put it down. It might not be this year, but if you want to go one day in your life, write it down. If you want to get into adult gymnastics, write it down. If you want to do YouTube, write it down. Just write it down. Write down your goal, okay? The next step is to now look at it, okay? Now look at it. What about those goals what are you already doing? One of my goals was to take YouTube more seriously. In 2024, I had like 3 videos up, and now I got 14 videos up. So between September to January, I got like 10, 11 more videos consistently. So I think I done posted like maybe 10 videos just this year. It's only been 3 weeks. Okay, look at your goals and see what you are already doing. Which ones do you already have in motion? Okay, maybe put a star next to those or highlight them, and that's the ones you are already putting in motion, okay? Third step, for the ones that are already in motion, write about how you're going to just show up for those ones. So for example, I have one goal that I'm pretty far on. I think that's a brand new goal. And I have one goal that is in motion. My YouTube channel growing and being monetized and me being out there is my in motion one. It's already going. I have to just show up. I have to just make the video. Don't worry about my hair or my makeup or what I'm doing. Just make the video, okay? Edit the video. Post the video. Keep going. Make shorts out of the video and keep going, okay? Repeat until you have whatever. And my personal goal was to have 100 videos first, and then to start worrying about start looking at subscribers and analytics, but to first have the content. Put the content out there first. That's me. Okay. Now, maybe you have a distant goal. If you want to go to Spain, you want to go to Greece, you don't know Spanish, you don't know the Greek language. Okay. That's your far out beginning step 0 type of goal. Okay. That one's not highlighted. But for this step, just to look at your highlighted ones that are already in motion and think about how you're going to show up, okay? Step 4, now that you have thought about how to show up, write that down, plan that out. If you already have a YouTube account, okay, and you had nothing else but the account and the Gmail or whatever is set up and it's ready to be content purposes only, YouTube, how to make your banner, YouTube, how to make your brand yours, YouTube, your brand. How do you make a brand? Okay, what's your name going to be? What is it going to be about? Who are you to YouTube? Make your plan, write it out, detail it, and stick to, and that is your goal plan for this goal already in motion. Okay, for your no goal, step 0 type of goal, write out what you need to be doing so you can get there from the top. And then the 5th step, now that we have written out our goals, we know which ones are in motion, we are planning how to stay consistent and planning how to show up for those goals, and we have our step 0 goals, the ones that have no motion at all. Now we're going to focus on those ones, okay? The ones that have no motion, this is your time to plan from scratch, from step 0, and to go up from there. If you want to go to this country, you need to learn their language and how to talk to them. You need to look up their rules, their customs, their social cues. Look up how they go about their day. Look up their society, how to blend in as a citizen and not as a tourist. Okay? After that, look into some foods. Look into what do you know? What do you want to try? Where you going to sleep at? Okay, how you going to get there? Who are you going to contact if anything goes wrong? How much money do you need? Look into everything versus the ones that are already in motion. You most likely just got to show up. Just show up, come through, okay? The recap of the steps for your 2025 goals, or whatever year it is, your goals for whatever time period. You need to write them out, okay? Don't worry about the steps. Don't worry about how many goals there are. Don't worry about when they're going to get done. Write them out. Do number them, though, okay? After you do that, highlight or somehow mark on them for which ones are already in motion, which ones you're already working towards, already in progress, and the rest of them, leave them unmarked, leave them blank, okay? For the ones that are highlighted and marked in progress, write out separately what's already in progress and how to keep going, how to keep showing up. What do you have to do to maintain that goal until it is finished? Okay, on the separate side, the next step for those unmarked ones, start from step 0 and go down for how to meet that goal. And then at the end, if you want to think realistically, time-wise, time frame, then put out, if I do this many days, or how many ever weeks it should be done by X amount of time. But do be real with yourself. You might not learn Spanish in 3 months in order to go on this trip in the summertime. You might not, but it's worth trying and it's worth progressing on anyway. It might not be this summer you go to Spain, but it might be in 2 summers, and then in 2 summers you'll be in Spain. So start today, okay? It's either one day or day 1. Let today be day 1. It can get done. You're going to get this. You're going to be okay. Just show up, okay? Just show up. And with God's blessing, with his love, with him being in you and by you, you can do whatever you want to do. You can do it. I believe in you. I can do it. I believe in me. I believe in him doing it with me, doing it for me. We got this. Okay? Don't worry about nothing. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You got it. Don't worry. I love you. Get off my phone. Bye.